video, we will learn about the Web 2.0 tool, EduClipper. EduClipper is very similar to Pinterest, but it is specifically for K-12 educators. There are many things that you can do with this tool. You can create your own clips, your own clipboards. You can even have students do portfolios. What I like about EduClipper is that it does allow you to create your own teacher account and share codes with your students so that they don't have to use student emails to set up their account. And you'll notice that EduClipper allows you to create your own stuff as well as to create contacts or to search by types. The first thing you'll do when you want to come into EduClipper is to create your own account. So I'm going to click on this yellow box at the top, and it asks you first if you're coming in as a student or if you're coming in as an educator. We'll click Educator. And you'll notice when you register as an educator, it will ask you some simple steps to create a username, your first name, your last name, your work email address, and your password. And it will ask you to identify your school name as well. And you can slide this slider to indicate which grades that you teach. So I've already created an account, so I'm going to sign in. And notice it does allow you to sign in with various social media accounts as well. So you can do that. That's easier for you. And it brings you into your own information. The first thing you'll see is the Everything tab. And this is everything that has been clipped recently by other educators who are also using this tool. So it kind of loads up similar to Pinterest, and you can see what other people are looking at, see if there's anything of interest to you. Notice that you can also search for certain things. So if I wanted to search for something related to, say, books, I can search everyone's EduClips for books, I can search EduClipboards for books, or I could search users for the word book. So let's say I wanted to search EduClips. And you give it a moment to search. It is searching. And it'll bring up anything that anybody has ever clipped most recently about that has books involved with it. Let's look at some of these clips that are here. And notice that they have various icons on them. So in this particular clip here that I'm mousing over, I'll notice that the top right here gives a little icon of a link. So I'll know it is a link. It tells me who clipped the link. I can mouse over that person. If I love what that person clips, I think that they think very similar to me, I may choose to follow that clip or follow that person so I can see other things that they clip. You can click on there and you can go right into it and see what they're doing. Notice that I could re-clip that onto my own board. I can share it with various social media tools or email. I can like it. I can comment on it. If I saw something inappropriate, which would be very rare, I could also, report it. So if I'm looking at some others here, here's one that has a little camera in the top right, so that tells me that that's an image that could be used as well. So for EduClipper, you can upload files, presentations, documents, images, as well as links. So there are many different formats that can be loaded into EduClipper. Next, let's take a moment to look at your account and how you can control it. At the top right here, once you're logged in, you can click on your initial or your icon, and some choices pop up for you. The first choice is the profile. So you can click on that, and it gives you an opportunity. If you would like to do something with your profile, you can do so in order to add a biography, to let people know a little bit more about you, you can do that as well. And so you just add that right into your clipboard here. You can put your picture in if you'd like. The next icon at the top here is settings. So let's click onto that. And notice that you can control how much other people see about you. So you can, obviously have your email address. You can decide whether or not you want educators to see your contact profile. And you can also click on links that describe what kind of teacher you are. Library and research is one of the choices there. You can also change your password. You can add or edit your profile picture if you'd like to do that. Just to let other people know a little bit more about you. It might help you to connect with other like-minded people. Going to the top right here again, this is where you can list your classes, so we'll look at that a little bit later. This is your notification center. And you can also log out. So if somebody else needs to use the computer and you want to make sure you're not logged in, you can do so. Okay? So that's how you can control how you appear in EduClipper. Now let's look at how you can bring your own content into EduClipper. I'm going to click on My Stuff at the top here, at the top left. And this brings up anything that you have aggregated over time. Of course, it'll be empty in the beginning. Then I'm going to click on the top right here, this blue plus button, to add content. There are 3 different places that you can add content. You can do an EduClip. You can collect content for EduClipboards and create an EduClipboard, or you can create a portfolio. Let's look at EduClips here, and notice there are 3 types of things that can be clipped. Things from your computer, from the web, or from a Google Drive. Since this is the most basic way, let's look at all 3. First, I'm going to select a file from my computer. And I'm going to have it load. When it loads, I'm going to name it. And then you add a description. You can add tags. You can add clips to the board. So I'm going to tell it to go ahead and clip and give it a minute to load, and then it will come into my collection right there. When it comes in, I have the choices to reclip, share, like, and so on. Let's go back and add another piece of content. If I want to get a website from the web, I can put it here. So let's say I want to put our wiki for our virtual library. Put the URL in there. You can also paste HTML if you want to embed it. And let it load. Once it loads, put a title. And you can also put a description there. Okay. Again, you can put tags and clips. Let's go ahead and clip that. Now that's showing up. And let's do one more for our drive, just to see that one for sure. I'm going to click the third icon here. And Notice that I have various drives that are associated with my account. I'm going to pick the cps.edu one, and I have to accept that EduClipper can get access to it. And from there, I can select various files that I would like to bring into my EduClipper. It does go by the most recent, or you can search through all your files. So let's say I want to bring that one in, select it, bring it in, let it load. It's going to kind of show an image of it. It already has the title, and then same concept of the description. Go ahead and clip it and let it come in and look at my stuff. And it brings it in right there. So that is basically how you add content, um, basic content to your EduClipper. In the add new item, you can also add an EduClipboard. For librarians, this will be ideal if you're making different boards for various classes, various research units, various learning stations. You can do so. And so I clicked on the EDU clipboard. You put a title here and a description. You can also invite others if you're working with other librarians to see it. And you can add a board. Same for a portfolio. If your students are going to be collecting work, you can counsel them, advise them to create a portfolio, and it's the same thing. So I already have a portfolio that or a clipboard that I've created. So I'm going to go into my stuff again and select Edu Clipboards. And it will load anything that I have. I can also go to the bottom here to Lisa's Quick Boards, and that can be another quick way that it's always available to you. I have this basic one that everybody's given. I also have a sample for this training called Chicago Public Schools. And if I don't want to see this, I can put it back down, but if I do want to see it, I just bring it up. Notice I have that blue plus button from here. So if I'm working on this board, I can hit the plus button and it brings up the same icon. So if I'm working on the board, I can also view the full Edu clipboard, bring it up there, and can work on it. You can have multiple clipboards. So you can, and then you can organize them according to what you have there. So as you have more, you'll be able to scroll back and forth between them and find the one that you need for that to work on for that particular project. Now let's take a look at how you can add your classes to EduClipper so they can create their own boards. Because you can use those boards to have them aggregate material for the research projects they may be working on, for portfolio, or anything that they can use to demonstrate their learning. So we're going to go back up to the account and bring up this here. Click on this book to add classes. And the way you add classes, you go to the plus sign here. You can create a little class icon if you would like to. You don't have to. So let's say that this is grade 7 library. And you can give a class description. And you can click a subject. Library is a subject. The school. You can click a grade level and select next. You have two choices for adding your students. You can upload a roster. If you choose that option, then and select next, it'll tell you that how you can upload a file. So you would do it using either their template or your own with your first name, your last name, and your username. So you can do that. Or the other way is via access code. So if we select this, next, and here's an access code that you can give to your students so that when they create their own account, they can use this access code. In order to keep this safe, you do not want to put this access code out on the public internet or anywhere that anybody other than your students could get access to it. And you could have them email the code to you. And then that class will appear among your class lists. Now that you've created your board, you're ready to share it. So we'll go under My Stuff, and I will click on my clipboards. I have two there, and I'll select the one that I want to share with others. As I mouse over it, I can hit share, like, comment, or edit if I would like to go back and edit it. I'm going to select share. And from that, I can share it through my social media contacts if I have the other librarians I'm working with, or I can select this embed code right here, and then I can embed it into my own library website or wiki. I can also just use the link for the clipboard and be able to use it as a link in my own website as well. So this is a good start with EduClipper. I hope that you'll have a good time exploring other people's EduClips and making your own. Thank you.